This is an operating instruction for PACE, household BMS, connect to a battery pack, and the PC software. It primarily covers the connections between the BMS battery pack and the PC software. BMS wiring is divided into three kinds. 1. Connection between BMS and battery pack. 2. The connection between BMS and the peripheral interface. 3. The connection between BMS and the communication interface board. Using the 16 series 100 ampere BMS as an example, the interface names are as shown. For the specific connection port correspondences for different BMS, please refer to the data sheet. Wiring sequence tips. Incorrect operation may result in damage. Firstly, connection between BMS and battery pack. Connect the negative pole of the battery to the B negative pole of the BMS. Connect the B positive pole of the BMS to the positive pole of the pack. This ensures that the operating current and voltage of the BMS are provided between B negative and positive pole, ensuring normal operation of the BMS. The connection between the BMS and the battery pack is through 4 sampling ports. The wires connected to 4 ports are introduced into the battery pack, used to measure the voltage and temperature inside the battery pack. For specific wiring correspondence, refer to the port descriptions in the datasheet. Secondly, the connection between BMS and the peripheral interface. This is the connection between the light strip interface and the light strip. This is the display interface. Thirdly, the connection between BMS and the communication interface board. There are 3 wiring harnesses, 20-pin, 10-pin, and 6-pin interfaces. The communication interface board also has 3 ports on the back, corresponding one-to-one with the 3 ports on the BMS. Connect to a PC through the communication interface board to ensure communication with the PC software. Next, we will cover the operation instructions for both the PC software and the mobile app. We will introduce how to operate the PACE host computer for our household BMS. This is a conventional interface board. There are 5 interfaces in it. They are the parallel dual 485 interface, the 232 interface specially connected to the host computer, and the 485 and CAN interfaces corresponding to the inverter communication. This video is mainly for host computer communication. Therefore, the interface can be inserted in the 232 position. This line can be wired one-to-one according to the pin definition provided in the specification. After the other end is connected to the USB port of the computer, it can be operated on the computer. We will provide the host computer to our clients. Open the host computer on the computer. Click the host computer. After installation, there will be a BMS software logo on the desktop. Double-click to open the software. Click Next directly, and you can use it after the installation is completed. First, look at the real-time monitoring function. If it is in parallel, you can click this polling method. When multiple units are used in parallel, we can pull the information of each BMS and pack by address. Click the Start Monitoring. You can see all BMS data here. When using a single unit, you can turn off polling. Then it will display the information of a single BMS and pack. Because there is only one pack when using a single unit, so there is only one address and it is unique. It will display all the parameters in a single BMS, including total voltage, current, SOC, SOH, remaining capacity, number of cycles, single unit voltage, temperature data, and other basic battery information. Regarding the system status here, blue represents the current status is open. White represents the current status is closed. About the alarm, protection, and fault status. If the corresponding alarm, protection, fault, and other conditions are triggered, the corresponding prompt will be displayed here. If the corresponding conditions are not triggered, it will show no. The second step is to see the parallel monitoring function. Click to open the display monitoring, then save to database. An operation window will pop up to export the data file. At this time, you can save the data file as a local file and name it. If you need to read or set the parameters, you need to switch back to the real-time monitoring page and enter the host computer password. The host computer password is generally defaulted to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then click the parameter settings page. Read or set the parameters of all options on this page. When you have set a certain parameter, you can click to read it again. to ensure that the modified parameter has been set successfully. The setting and reading and writing of basic parameters can be operated here. Next, click the System Settings page. Here you can calibrate the voltage and current. Our BMS has been calibrated before leaving the factory. Normally, customers do not need to perform calibration operations unless the current is inaccurate. The most used function on the System Settings page is the protocol switching function, because there are various PCs on the market. Each PC uses a different protocol. We can click Read to confirm the default protocol. From the reading results, the default CAN protocol and 485 protocol of the current project are both Pylon. If you want to switch to another inverter protocol, you can click here. For example, if you need to match the GROAT protocol, you can click the GROAT protocol and then click Write. At this time, it will show that the operation is successful. Read and write again. If the corresponding protocol is displayed, it means that the switch has been successful. Similarly, the 485 protocol switch is similar to the above operation. After opening, the supported protocols will pop up. What is displayed here are the protocols supported by this BMS or this project. Complete this step. Read it again to confirm whether the writing is successful. This means that the writing is successful. This position represents the software version and project number. You can see the factory SN code of this BMS from here. This is the pack information. Pack information is usually written here. This is usually edited by the pack manufacturer to write its own SN code. There is also a language switching function here. There is the remaining capacity. Generally, you only need to modify this design capacity, because the remaining capacity and full charge capacity are learned through charge and discharge cycles. Be set only when the battery cell capacity changes. For example, if a 200 AGI battery cell is used, but the written design capacity is 100 HSEHSE, in this case, it cannot be learned. It is necessary to ensure that the design capacity and the actual capacity of the battery are within 10% difference. Before learning can be successful, generally speaking, it is not recommended for customers to set it by themselves. You can communicate with our engineers in advance about the actual capacity of the battery cell. Finally, here is the storage information page. It is used to read the historical records stored in the BMS. Generally, fault information, alarm information, protection information will be directly stored in the BMS when there are some abnormal phenomena that need to be investigated, or the cause of the fault needs to be analyzed. The relevant information records are needed. You can read and save them from here. Click Export Record to create a table. Just click the operation to export. Find the corresponding information you exported, and you can see the corresponding records. Finally, there is a mobile app operation guide. The Bluetooth and Wi-Fi functions of PACE BMS are mainly realized through the customer-exclusive online supervision platform, including both mobile and desktop versions. Below is a guide on how to use the functions on the mobile phone. To start, search for PACE in the Apple or Google Play Store. Download the PACE BMS app. Click to enter, and there are two control methods to choose from. Local control is directly connected via Bluetooth. No need to register an account. Ready to use. Suitable for controlling devices at close range. Remote control utilizes Wi-Fi communication to control devices at long distances. You need to register an account to log in and bind the equipment. After logging in, go to the Add Device interface. Click Add Device or the plus symbol in the top right corner to enter the Discover Devices interface. Click on the Discover Device, fill in the Wi-Fi account and password to connect to, and click Next. The device addition process will begin. Please wait patiently. If the addition is successful, click Save and it will automatically jump back to the Add Device page. You can repeat the above steps to add other devices. If the addition fails, please follow the prompts in the app to check and try again. If the device pairing still fails after multiple attempts, please save the error page and contact our after-sales service personnel. After successfully adding and binding a device, long pressing on the device entry will pop up an edit menu at the bottom, allowing you to rename or delete the device. If you are the first account to pair and bind this device, you can generate a QR code for the device, which can be scanned by other users to add it. Click on the device entry to enter the control details interface, where you can view parameters such as summary data, battery cell data, voltage and temperature, status data, and other relevant information. information. This interface allows for real-time monitoring of the battery's status and performance. In the parameter settings interface, you can preset warning values for overcharging, over-discharging, overcurrent, and over-temperature. When the battery status reaches the preset warning values, the system will emit an alarm signal to alert users to potential issues or faults with the battery. In the historical data interface, you can access historical alarm status, protection status, fault occurrence status, and development processes of the battery, which helps users understand the battery's status and performance. There is also a neutral version available for mobile devices. If you have any needs, please contact our after-sales service personnel. Meanwhile, the PC web interface also allows online supervision. By logging in with the URL, account, and password provided by the after-sales personnel of PACE, users can view relevant parameters and data, as well as perform battery management operations. The above are the instructions of operating the household BMS to the battery pack and PC software. Thanks for watching.